#. You follow the prompt, you choose option 2, which is TV3, and you get the opportunity of getting 1,000 cedis for your pocket. We're giving about 10,000 cedis to 10 individuals. The more you play, the higher your chances of winning that 1,000 cedis. It's a Wednesday. You want to make some cash for the rest of the week, into the weekend. So dial, keep playing, *439#. You follow the prompts, pick your favorite platform, which is right here on TV3. And that's the number 2, as you can see on your screens. The Mutala Yakubu is here. Hi, Mutala.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, and happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I mean, it's a wonderful day, and it's wonderful knowing someone like you, always open, ready to, share your knowledge with me and all that. So happy birthday to you.
I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.
I pray that today, brings you a lot more.
Amen.
You've not even arrived.
Amen. Amen.
There's a lot more that you will achieve.
Amen.
And I know you will.
Yes, amen. I take that.
Amen.
Thank you so much. But let's go to the Black Stars because they've opened
camp
in Japan. All the way in Japan. Tell us more about that.
For the current Cup.
Yes.
You know that it is an international break, and the Black Stars will be involved in 2 friendly matches against Japan and against South Korea. The interesting thing, or the wonderful thing, is that these games will be live and exclusive only on one channel. It will be live on TV3.
TV3, right.
So for you to enjoy the current camp, you need to tune into TV3. But they've opened camp, players have arrived. Exchanging pleasantries, getting to familiarize themselves with, especially the new boys who have joined the squad. But we're not going to have some of the known faces in the team, like the Thomas Partey, the Mohamed Kudus, or these players. Most of them have been excused because of injuries. Some have also asked personally to be excused. But these players are the ones we know already, so they don't need to justify anything to us. It presents an opportunity to some new players to also showcase their talent and show Coach Otuado that they can actually be part of the Black Star squad proper for the World Cup. So they've arrived, and my colleague Bill Ashen has more on the Black Stars.
After days of questioning, Otuado has finally released his 22-man squad for the games against Japan and South Korea in the Korean Cup. Now, among the players that he listed, 3 are debutants. Those players are Prince Edukwabena, Prince Osei-Owusu, and also there's Kelvin Nkrumah. Now, Prince Osei-Owusu was actually born in Germany. He currently features for CF Montreal in the United States. He has scored 13 goals for Montreal in the MLS in the 2025 campaign. There's also that of Prince Edukwabena, who is also a striker as well and has scored 5 goals for Victoria Pleasant in the Czech Republic this particular campaign. He was dubbed as one of the best young players coming up, but a very big injury left him out for quite a long time, but he's back, he's fit, and he's firing, and he is scoring goals. But there's also Kelvin Nkrumah, who actually plies his trade for Medeama SC. Now, he hasn't scored a goal yet in the Ghana Premier League this season, but he's seen as an option that Otuado will want to count on. He plays as a winger for Medeama SC. Now, to the local players who have been called, Benjamin Asari, of course, a goalkeeper who featured in the World Cup qualifiers. There's also Prince Owusu, who is a midfielder for Medeama SC, who also featured against Central African Republic in the World Cup qualifiers. And then there's Kelvin Nkrumah, as I mentioned earlier, who currently plays for Medeama SC. Now, there are a number of players who have actually been absent from the squad, and that includes the leadership group of the Black Stars, starting with Jordan Ayew, who is the captain. There's also Mohamed Kudus, who is one of the vice captains. There's Thomas Partey, also a vice captain, and there's Alexander Jiku, who is known as part of the leadership group as well. There's also Joseph Pinto and Abdul Fattah Isahaku, Iñaki Williams, and more, who are missing out on this particular setup. But remember that the Black Stars will be playing against Japan on the 14th of November at 10:20 a.m. and then they would also play against South Korea on the 18th of November. Both games will be shown live on TV3 and Onia TV.
Indeed, Bilishan, with all those details. But we know that Chris Hughton has also been talking about it. I mean, there's so many angles with that exclusive interview with him.
And it was right, he spoke about the Karen Cup, because the last Karen Cup that Ghana played, he was the man in charge. He was the head coach, if you remember that one, before we went into the AFCON. So Chris Hughton has also spoken about the Karen Cup, and he's talked about Ghana's future as well.
Yeah, I think that having qualified for the World Cup, it's now the process is of preparation. So these two games, and I'm quite sure that Otto will use this. You have to try to get that right balance, because come the World Cup, you want the players that have played as many games as possible together. But also it's an opportunity to have a look at some of the players that have not played so much. These are high-profile games. What I would imagine that both of these countries, that's Korea and Japan, will want to play against Black Stars teams that have, our best players in. So it is really about getting that balance. So I'm quite sure that there'll be strong teams. You want to go into the next games, into the New Year's, having a good run. I mean, Otto at this moment is on a good run of not losing games. That's that type of momentum you want to keep going. So it's always difficult to get that right balance. You could put out the strongest team in these two games and not win. You could mix the team up, put some young players in and win the game. These are all questions in hindsight. I'm sure we'll get the right balance, but it's important to try and keep that winning mentality going into next year, because you don't know, going into March, April, maybe there's some players that have been injured, and they're now coming back. So it's really important to try to get these right balances, because the team will be judged. The team.
Winning mentality, I love that from Chris Hughton.
Yeah, and he knows the Karen Cup very well. He was a technical director together with Otuado when we last played and finished third. Yeah. So he knows the importance of playing in such a competition.
Yeah. And I'm not really surprised he spoke that about Otuado, because of how even that personal working relationship that he's had with him.
They work very closely together.
Yes.
And let's see how it goes. It will be live on TV3. This Friday we are starting against Japan at 10. Game will be live and exclusive on TV3 and on your TV. You can't watch it anywhere apart from
so you better keep your channel.
You better keep your channel here till it is done. Totally.
Yes.
Don't take that off. I mean,
but Chala people, Super Eagles, why are they boycotting training?
Yeah, I mean, we are happy that we are going to play in the Karen Cup. We've qualified for the World Cup, but there's turmoil in the camp of Nigeria. Currently, the players have boycotted training. They say they are not going to train. Unfortunately for them, they are playing a World Cup playoff tomorrow against Gabon, and the Super Eagles have not stepped out to train. They are actually sending a signal to the Nigerian Football Federation. They say that they are owed some backlog of monies that were supposed to be paid to them some years ago, and the current players are saying that even the older generation have suffered the same fate, and it's not really about the money for them, because most of these players like Victor Osimhen, they earn about 200,000 euros a week. They say it's not really about the money, but they want the NFF to be responsible. If you make a promise to the team, you must honor that promise.
But
so they are demanding their money. And as of this morning, the captain of the side, Trusekon, came out to say that everything we are hearing is false. They've still not resumed training, and until the NFF honor their promise of settling those backlogs, they are not stepping up onto the big, but they are still looking forward to that big game tomorrow against Gabon. They've not trained, so I don't know how they are going to fare in that game.
They are really strategic business players, and they know when to negotiate.
It looks like all of them are singing one tune, that it's not really about the money, but we want to show the NFF that they need to be responsible. You can't promise and fail like that.
Yes.
And it's been going on for years. They said the backlog it's taken years. So it's about 3 years of monies that have not been paid
Oh, they
to
need
them.
to complete their uncompleted projects.
So let's see what happens
Yeah.
with that one. But they are still in camp, and maybe today they will train before the game.
Another league right here on TV3, and of course our subsidiary platforms as well, GPL.
Yeah, the Ghana Premier League, and I've been on throughout. I mean, it started.
Yes.
Today, there's a big game at the Ajay Kraku Stadium. As Sante Kotoko were involved in games in Africa, so they have some outstanding matches to play. One of them will be honored today against Vision FC, and your head coach Karim Zito is looking forward to picking up 3 points. After that win over Hartlepool,
Yeah.
it looks like confidence have been skyrocketed, and I mean, they are brimming with
You would
confidence.
have been in the same position if you were the coach.
Of course, beating your bitterest rival.
Yes.
So they are ready for the game today, and I will bring you regular updates on all our platforms, 3 Sports GH, and all the Ghana Premier League handles across all socials as well. We'll be updating regularly on the game.
And perhaps a bit at 10 o'clock, right?
Of course.
NBA, what do you need to know?
Yes, Golden State Warriors. I told you about them the last time. Now it is getting worse. 6 games in the season, 6 defeats. This time they lost to Oklahoma City Thunder, and it looks like they don't know how to dig themselves out of this hole. They have one of the best players the NBA has ever seen, Steph Curry. But even Steph Curry is not working. It's like having Messi or Ronaldo in your team, but you're still losing, and you don't even know where the problem is. That is the issue for the Golden State Warriors at the moment. But they've promised that they would make it right before the season ends.
Well, thank you very much,
Welcome.
Mutala Yakubu, for bringing us the latest in sport. And of course, you can join the sports team again at 10 o'clock to 11 a.m. with a lot more detail regarding what's happening in the world of sports. And you're still here on Newday on TV3. When we come back, we'll bring you some more. But let me tell you that if you are playing, when we come back, we'll bring you some more. We'll tell you really who is winning or who has the opportunity to get 1,000 Ghana cedis. And just stay with us. We're back with more. Okay, all right. So we have our first winner, 0554145 0554145 So if this is your number, congratulations to you. You've got some 1,000 Ghana cedis, exactly 1,000 actually, for the middle of the week. Just stay with us. We're back with more. You're still here on Newday. Today on TV3. We're going to delve into a conversation that you got to know about on 31st of October when we published that report by the FDA that we should ban dadisen, which is locally manufactured cooking ware cookware. And since that time, actually, we are learning that apparently other institutions have also gone into the same area of finding out that apparently there is lead in the what you call dadisen, because per the FDA research that we published earlier, the manufacturers actually use lead to soften the whole process, the metal they use, so that they're able to do this. So we are going to go into details about it and perhaps what you should do in terms of alternatives to safeguard your health. And we're joined by Reverend Dr. Esmond Kwanzaa. He's the Regional Director for Africa at Pure Earth. Good morning to you, Rev. It's great to have you.
Good morning. I'm so honored to be here.
We're also joined by Mr. Yakubu Adam. He's at the Forensic Investigation for National Development Ghana, and you tell me it's an NGO, right?
Yeah.
Good morning to you as well, sir.
Good morning, Beatrice.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So, Reb, when we're talking about this, you were telling us that apparently, of course, we published the FDA report just last month, but this is something that your group has also been doing research into. If you can tell us more about really this lead and dadisen thing.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to throw light on this issue. So Pure Earth is an environmental health organization focused on addressing heavy metal pollution with focus on lead and mercury. So Pure Earth in 2022 collaborated with government entities to undertake health assessment to understand what are the driving factors of lead poisoning in Ghana. And what we discovered in 3 ecological zones, Greater Accra, Northern Region, and Ashanti Region, shows that our locally fabricated dadisen, popularly called dadisen,
yes, cookware, right?
recorded higher levels of lead concentrations. 77% of all the cooking pot that we assessed in 3 ecological zones show higher levels of lead concentrations, very, very high, that could adversely impact the health of people. We've also done another study in 25 countries, with Ghana inclusive in 2023. We purchased these consumer products from the markets. Most of the bigger markets in Accra, Eastern Region, Western, and Ashanti. And we also discovered that the dadisen recorded higher level. In fact, 55% of the pot that we sampled exceeded the reference levels of lead concentrations. So it's clearly a worrying phenomenon. It's not only limited to Ghana. Across the 25 countries we undertook this study shows that locally fabricated cookwares have these concentrations. There are 2 types of the locally fabricated cookwares. We have one process called the cast and the roll. So the cast ones really have a lot of lead concentrations.
So which one is the cast?
So that the same, for example, with the cast one.
How do they do it, which makes it
So there's a whole process. There's a whole process that the fabricators go through. Some source the materials from the environment. So for example, you have these guys going around, picking this metallic pieces and all that. Some of these metallic pieces and all this part already are lead contaminated. So they use them in the manufacturing process and they indirectly transfer lead into it. And then there's another process which directly involves introducing lead directly into the manufacturing process. The thing about lead is that it's malleable, right? And so can easily be mixed with, other metals in the production processes. So that is what we are seeing in that case, in the case of the dadisen. The rolled ones are not, which we call the aluminum pans. Our study has shown that they are largely lead-free, but the cast ones, which we call the dadisen, are the ones with the higher lead concentrations, which we've seen. From there, we've been doing a lot of work to address the issues, and then I'll talk about that once we proceed. Yes.
Because I want to get the preliminary thought as well of Mr. Adam. I know you've also been doing research into that. If you can tell us really what triggered, for instance, your research? Why all of a sudden you want to research into locally manufactured cooking pots?
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning to your listeners and your viewers too. This issue has been there when it comes to lead mixing with cooking pots. It hasn't been new to us. It has been there since time immemorial, but it's just that attention has now been drawn to that fact.
What triggered that?
Yeah, and I think it even came as a result of recently FDA communicated that lead has been found in the cooking, the locally made utensils. But this has been already there. And one thing that triggered our investigation, realized that when it comes to lead, this heavy metal, it has a lot of deleterious impact. We are focusing on the toxicological points when it comes to this lead. So we are looking at the adversity that this lead poses on our health. Because if it's not about the health, I don't think we will be here talking about it. It's not only just when it gets into the environment, we interact with the environment. So definitely, we are going to pick them up. But this lead has been with us for long because of its property like ductility and malleability. So when you add it to these, raw materials, it can help shape whatever mold you want. But when we talk about this lead, one thing I want to bring to the notice of the audience is that this lead that we are talking about is not only found in the data center. We are exposed to lead in various products. Yes, so focusing on that design alone, leaving the other myriad of products that also contain lead may be disastrous. So if we are calling for maybe a ban on it, we should look at it holistically, looking at the policy that is going to ban. There are already policies. Ghana is a party to the Rotterdam Convention. We are party to the Stockholm Convention. We have a lot of conventions we've ratified as a country. And when we look at the Part 3 and Part 4 of the new EP Act, that's 1124, it talks about all these things, but it needs the enforcement. But my focus today, or our attention now, should really focus on looking at the holistic ban, not only lead usage in the data center.
So the challenge is that these products also provide a source of income to people who are involved in that business.
Right.
Are there not alternatives? I heard you say that the cast is very dangerous. You talked about the roll as well. There should obviously be other ways that these locals can still produce without these poisonous substances, so they're able to make money. Because if you read a bit of that report released by the FDA and the lady who led it, Madam Owusu Kofo, which was done around the Eastern region, Somanya area, she said that when they are making the pots, the metal becomes hard. Yeah. So they add lead to soften it. The sad part is that most local manufacturers have no idea about the health implications. And that's why I'm asking, because this is also providing a source of employment and livelihood to other people. Right. Are there other alternative ways of producing without banning?
Yeah, I mean, clearly there are alternative ways. But I think you asked a very important question, and we need to educate your audience about what actually instigates these studies. So globally, lead poisoning is known to have caused a lot of mortality. We're talking about globally over 1 billion children are lead poisoned. A recent publication by World Bank in the Lancet Planetary paper reveals that up to 5.5 million people globally die due to complication from lead poisoning. So it's a huge issue. Institute of Health Metric and Evaluation also conservatively put the number at 1.5 million deaths attributed to lead poisoning. And we're talking about other myriad of impacts from health poisoning, like IQ loss in children, developmental challenges. We're talking about kidney issues and also cancer, which FDA has confirmed. So what has happened is that we are trying to identify what are the sources causing these higher blood lead levels. What are the sources causing these higher blood lead levels in children and in the population? And so this has actually instigated research to understand the sources. Where are the sources coming from? From our studies, what we are learning is that the sources are from two categories. One, from the environment, the activities of used lead acid recycling, polluting the air, the soil, and the water. And then the consumer product aspect. Now we are learning that almost 50% of higher blood lead levels is due to consumer products. So that is saying falls within that category. Now, to come to your question, these are livelihood for people.
Yep.
And so banning it outright without thinking through it carefully would also displace people. So what Pure has been doing when we discover this issue, just as we have the issue of lead being added to gasoline, it was a huge issue. And then over the period, lead was phased out from gasoline. I think Ghana phased lead from gasoline in 2004. Yeah. And so that was another source that was contributing to poisoning. Yeah. Now that is saying another thing. I think banning it outright is not the way. So what Pure has been doing is that we've been collaborating with EPA and Ghana Standards Authority to undertake stakeholder mapping of this production of cookwares in across Ghana, and also understand the production processes so that we can help address the issue. One thing we've discovered through our work is that Ghana does not have any standards for locally manufactured cookware.
Which is what Mr. Adam talked about, the holistic kind of policy.
There are no standards. So what are we doing? We are providing support to Ghana Standards Authority, currently working on developing standards. And we're hoping that that process is ongoing. The meetings, the technical group was put together, and they are looking at that. We are hoping that by the second quarter of next year, standard for locally manufactured cookware will be ready for adoption. The next phase will be to look at what the work we are now concurrently doing, identifying those who are into the production of this, understanding the processes, and then there will be a second phase which will involve certification and training for these people to ensure that anyone who is producing this have the right certification to be able to produce based on the standards that have been adopted as a country.
And I'll come back to you to delve more into that. But very briefly, before I come to you, Mr. Adam, I'm just getting information that what the people in the northern part of the country use as eyeliners, what you call, is it kaji or poli?
Right.
Also, apparently, there's research that shows that there's some level of lead in it. If you can educate us on it and how people can avoid using that. Exactly.
So I think as part of identifying the sources driving the blood lead levels, we've also came across the what do you call it? The eyeliners.
Kaji.
The kaji.
Yes.
And I tell you, we have a portable analyzer which we call the X-ray fluorescent analyzer. This analyzer is able to analyze and tell you in situ the chemical composition of some of these consumer products. And we discovered that these eyeliners used, some of them are 100% lead. 100% lead. And we discovered through our work in the northern regions in particular, that sometimes these eyeliners are applied on new babies. Yeah. And they become teary for days because of the impact of this eyeliner. And we are trying to establish a link between higher blood lead levels in the northern regions to these eyeliners. Currently, what we are doing is we are conducting a randomized control study, the first of its kind in terms of lead, to understand the actual contributions of the daddy-saying and the eyeliner to blood lead level measurement.
What is influencing, or what is causing the lead to get into the eyeliners, for instance? What is the source?
So what we've discovered is that there are two. So for the eyeliners, we have there are those that are made from the rocks. They call them the hard rocks.
Okay.
So lead is a natural occurring heavy metal in the earth crust. It's already there. So when they mine these hard rocks and they convert it into eyeliners, automatically there's already lead into it.
So there should be a process of extracting that from it.
Exactly. And then we have the imported ones that are just like Daddy saying, they deliberately add lead to it because of the properties of lead, of being malleable and shiny and all that. So to be honest, for those ones, the eyeliners with lead need to be banned completely. I mean, our pilot study ahead of the randomized control trial have shown clearly, because we were able to procure lead-free ones, okay, the lead-free eyeliners, and then we sample a small community to try this, and the feedback we got was unbelievable, because we cannot ask the people to stop using the eyeliners. we can only provide them an alternative.
And I'm coming to you very shortly, but if you can still tell us why people would put lead in, what does it do in the liners that they think they must add to it, although it is harmful?
So, first off, most of the people do not even know that lead is harmful.
For those who intentionally put
Exactly. Some don't know, some do, but majority don't know. Secondly, lead is malleable, it's soft, so it can easily be mixed with other things.
Does it make the product softer, so it's easier to use?
It makes it attractive. Okay, it also makes it stick together. Then it's also shiny. So apart from, we're talking about the design, we're talking about eyeliners, we're talking about paint. Lead is deliberately added to paint. We're talking about lead deliberately added to spices. Some of the spices you probably procure from the market looking so attractive and appealing, most of them have lead deliberately added to them.
You need a 360 overhaul.
And
really.
so this issue is a global issue. And this is something that, just as he mentioned, our awareness is now being drawn to this because of the impact of lead poisoning, the mortality rate, the disease burden. It's astronomical. So we are beginning to, where is it coming from? Please. That was when we are getting to know the sources, and then we are designing interventions to address these sources.
I'll come back to you, Mr. Kwanzaa, but just tell us more about this information, because it looks like it's not just in the cookwares. We are even talking about eyeliners. We are talking about spices. I mean, just tell us more about really all these things. And I know initially you talked about the kind of policies that we need. Mr. Kwanzaa has talked about standards. So for you, from where you sit, what kind of standards and policies do you expect to deal with all these areas that we've just spoken about?
For now, before we come with the policy, I think we should understand what the problem is. One thing, people putting lead into the manufacturing or the production of this cookware unaware, or sometimes they are aware, but they don't even know the health implication of these things. And as he said, paint is still found in paint. If you paint in your room, even if you are exposing yourself to this lead. So I think in 2023, lead concentration was actually limited in paint, that it should be, I think, 90 ppm, not more than 90 ppm. But just this year, one of your sister stations did an undercover investigation and realized that instead of 90 ppm, that is the threshold of lead in paint, they were seeing 200,000 in paint. And you paint your room and you sleep in, and you are inhaling this lead into you. And especially those that are mostly susceptible to this lead are the pregnant women and babies. And imagine this gets into you, it crosses the blood-brain barrier, gets to the child, leads to birth defects, can lead to IQ, can lead to a lot of condition. And even as the woman, can even disrupt your blood-brain barrier, bringing about encephaloedema. So we should understand and appreciate the problem. Now, we know the problem that is having negative implication on our health. Now, what should we do? Where do we have to tackle it from? Now, looking at that design alone is not the only source of lead. Now, Kajikaji, who is mandated to regulate Kajikaji? I think it's part of the FDA mandate. Now, the EPA also and the Ghana Standard Authority comes in when it comes to that design. What about the paint? And the Ghana Standard Authority set the 90 ppm, but still we had an influx of 200,000 ppm of lead. So, meaning our regulations are even weak.
Sometimes they will say they don't have the manpower to regulate all these areas. It looks like they are overwhelmed.
Then we shouldn't do anything, because we cannot close one eye and open the other eye. It should be holistic. And lead, exposure to lead from that design is far, far less when we compare it to the paint that we are exposed to. The lead in that design, unless you cook or boil the food over a long time, and the older the cookware, the more releasable the lead is. These are some of the things. So I believe that let's sit down as a country. Let's look into it. Look at when you get to the United States, 1978, they completely banned lead in paint. Now, toys that we even buy for our kids, they all contain this lead.
Oh, wow.
And the toys will be placed in the mouth of the child and everything. These are something that is in our environment. Yeah. So I don't actually go to the school of thought whereby we have to deal with it at the same law. So now, what should be the way forward, the policy? Now, let's empower, as you said, the EPA. Let's empower the Ghana Standard Authority. Let the laws work in Ghana. Ghana is a party to the Stockholm Convention. We are a party to the Rotterdam Convention. Even when you look at our Part 3 and Part 4 of the EP at 1124, it actually talks about how to regulate all these things. So there are already laws and policies for this. But what are we doing as a country? When it comes to enforcement, we lag behind. So we should understand and appreciate the problem and fortify the policy and also the enforcement.
So as an individual, I may not use that is saying, I may not use kaji, but of course I may use other product that may contain without knowing.
Yeah.
And the paint, all of us, we paint. Yeah. I mean, the moment you see dirt on your wall, you want to repaint.
Right. And the furniture.
And the furniture as well. Lead. Oh, wow. Okay. So, for instance, if I go to the store or the mall, I want to buy paint to repaint my place because I feel it's dirty or it's old. What should I look out for? Because I know sometimes they may not necessarily write lead. They may write the compound name and you may not understand. What should I look out for?
So when you go in for paint, mostly when it comes to these ingredients, lead is not something that should be mostly indicated on that. So you hardly find it. So it's not your work to watch out for.
Okay.
It's the work of the regulatory agency, because we cannot say we are going to work. And one thing is that they put lead, because when you put lead, it makes the paint stick longer on your walls. It makes it more shiny.
Oh, so we should be looking out for the waterproof paints then, what they put in.
That's the property of lead. It dries faster, it shines, you'll be far away, you'll be seeing, oh, look at the Flagstaff house, shining and everything. But these are all lead. So the manufacturers, they want to add it so that people want to get a paint that is shiny, people that is lustrous, not a paint that is dull. So even when they say they should take it off from their product, they will end up trying to incorporate it. But just that they know that it will escape. Look at Ghana. When it comes, they hardly check. Or it can beat, there are a lot of things that Ghana Standard Authority does. Almost everything that is imported, they have to regulate it.
Let me ask you this very briefly before I get your final word, because we are wrapping up. Now the major conversation is about Daddy Singh, but there's also the other concern about people who say, okay, I want to use the cookware or the locally produced pot, Daddy Singh, but I may want to use the earthenware or earthen pot. But there are also concerns about the galamsey and the fact that already we have high levels of lead in our soils. What would you say about that briefly before I come for your final word? Yeah.
But when it comes to the alternative using these apotoyua, the asankala we use, we did a research on that, I think 2021. We realized that these asanka that are made from clays that are solicited from galamsey areas contain this mercury. So even grounding something, you are likely to expose yourself to this mercury. So that may not be necessarily the alternative. Now people are also going for non-stick cookware. This is more deadlier than the same we are talking about, because it's mostly coated with chemical, what we call the PFAS chemical, forever chemical, perfluoro, alkyl substances. And these are substances when they get into our body can lead to oxidative stress, can lead to a lot of cancers that we see in the worldwide is attributed to these PFAS chemicals used to lacquer. So the alternative should we be going for maybe the regulation. We have to regulate, and maybe I think you will tell us the alternative. In 30 seconds, if you can tell us your final word.
Right. Lead, it's a global issue, and lead poisoning and its adverse impact on our health is enormous. But also in the past 3 years, there has been a groundswell of advocacy, funding available to tackle the issue. I don't want to come to the defense of our regulatory agencies, but we've had about 2 or 3 projects with these regulatory agencies, and I can assure you that they look very determined. With the technical support we provide, with the funding resources we provide, we are sure that we're going to be addressing this in the shortest time possible. I want to also say that we've secured some amount of funding from our donors to do a lot of work in Ghana for the next 4 years, and that is so tremendous, and we are grateful to our funders for that funding support. During this period, we'll be working to understand the issue more and work with the regulatory agencies to be able to tackle it. That is saying, yes, it's an issue, But we're hoping that once standards come online and the certification process, I'm sure gradually there'll be a phase out.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Esmond Kwanzaa, Regional Director for Africa at Pure Earth. Thank you for joining us. Also to you as well, Mr. Yakubu Adam, with the Forensic Investigation for National Development, Ghana, an NGO. Thank you as well for joining us to have this very important conversation. Well, are you looking for a university that will prepare your child for the future? Then Academic City University is the best choice for you. At Academic City, we do not just teach, we nurture creators, innovators, and leaders who shape tomorrow's world. We offer undergraduate programs in engineering, computational sciences, business and communication arts, and our BSc in artificial intelligence and robotics engineering are the first and only one of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa. With world-class facilities and industry-experienced faculty, students do not just learn the latest technology, they actually create it. And for the working professionals and young graduates, we have got you covered as well with our MSc programs in cybersecurity and data science analytics, as well as our professional certificate programs. At Academic City, our programs are practical, relevant, and future-focused. Call us now on 026-269-3870 or visit acity.edu.gh for more. Admissions are now open. Remember, Academic City, make your mark. Hi, Roland.
Fantastic. Yeah, and we have to do birthdays.
Yes.
We have to do birthdays. But before we do birthdays, again, we have to tell you we have cash out, as always, each day of the week. And remember, we'll be bringing to you all the previews when it comes to the budget, which will be live right here on TV3 tomorrow as well. But through regular programming today, you have them as well. And we have to celebrate the Christmas festivities. And Maha Beach Resort is telling you that you have to do that like never before, because they are telling you to book 2 nights and then you get a 3rd night for free, with all meals inclusive, including everything else, just for 4,500 Ghana cedis for couples. Now, the package also will give you free welcome drinks, access to all in-house beautiful swimming facilities. So they have pools, they have gyms, they have cinemas where you get to enjoy the movies with popcorns. They have snooker games, they have board games. They also have to boot live band, brass band music, and then DJ performances where you also get to have a full club to yourself if you're staying at the Mahab village or throughout the period of your stay. Just in case you come within the period of the weekend, they're going to pick you up from the Takrady airport for free. And all the fun activities will also include you playing golf. You get to visit the beautiful town on stilt called Inzulezu, the Maha village as well, and then you get to go to the Nkrumah Memorial House and get to visit that place at Nkrofo. They also have they have jet skis, you know, and then boat rides, everything else that you can, and the various play activities all for fun, just in case you bring your children or you come with young adults as well, then you get to have some great time as well. Now, all this you have to do from now to December, all right? You have to do that. If you do that before the 31st of November, you're going to get a 10% discount. If you do that before the 10th of December, 10% discount as well. But subsequently, you can do that till the Christmas period. Please call the following lines: 0303 977773, or you can also go search for them on social media, or you can WhatsApp them. You know, WhatsApp these days is very easy for you to do. 050-1570-684, or you can email them sm@maharesorts.com, or go search for them at www.maharesorts.com. All right. Let's do some birthdays, and of course, I know the beautiful, intelligent Beatrice Edu is celebrating her birthday, so hers will be first. Smashing. And so, Beatrice Edu, from all of us right here, happy birthday to you, Media General, board management, your colleagues who work with you. You're very good. You're fun to work with as well. Happy birthday to you, Beatrice. Also, one of us, Judith
Yes.
Brown, Judith Awachitando Brown. She used to be called Judith Awachitando. So Judith Brown is celebrating her birthday. Mrs. Brown, wherever you are,
Yes.
happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Very beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, exquisite. Splendid. All they did.
Yes.
And then also Mrs. Yvette Benson of Apam Secondary. You're celebrating your birthday. And it's from Bubune and Zaneto. And then also Edem Ashiboy Adeva of Travel Ports Limited. It's from myself, Roland, and then your husband, Emmanuel. Edem Ashiboy Adeva of Travel Ports Limited. Looking beautiful as always. Benis, you're also celebrating your birthday from all your friends, Mawena, your sister, Simpa, and everybody else. Benis, Joy, Enyona Madai. Madam Joy, Enyona Madai. Mama, I wish you all the best. Obema, can please go back. This is a special one. Yeah, so Joy, Enyona Madai of Bema Camp. God bless you abundantly. From Anne, Esther, and Debbie as well. Aisha Kusiak Pente, happy birthday to you. And then Zian Sika Williams, happy birthday as well. And then William Baffo, happy birthday from Bernardino Garcia Jr. Bernardo. And Dr. Albert Edu, Brigadier General retired, you celebrate your birthday. It's from Mr. and Mrs. Bentum. Happy birthday to you. Apostle Louis Agbo, you celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday from Bernardino Garcia Jr. Wishwall Ahanyafianyo from Felicity and the rest of the family. They say happy birthday to you. Na Gaba, Mrs. Na Gaba, you celebrate your birthday from your husband, Rodney Gaba, and the rest of the family. Very beautiful. And then also, wishing you a bright day, my D, all right? From Laurentia Ifia is from Dorcas.
Yes, Dorcas. We share the same. She looks so different. Yes, Dorcas. Happy birthday.
Bismarck, happy birthday to you from Sabina. And then also you celebrate your birthday. Beatrice Kukwa. Now, because of Beatrice, they do every time. Beatrice, now I stand to Beatrice. Beatrice. Fatih, happy birthday to you of Abeka Total. Happy birthday. I love the post. Linda Opoku Ajimai from your husband and children. Happy birthday. Jeffrey Boating Osekufor from your aunt. Happy birthday to you, little one. Linda Vuvo. Happy birthday, more years to you. Enjoy your day. And then Francis, right here at Media General. Happy birthday to you, Sir Francis. And then also Gwendora, you're celebrating your birthday, little one. And look, we wish you all the best that God can give you. Karima Adam from your wife and family, happy birthday. And then also Princess Esinu of the Keta Nursing and Midwifery Training College. Happy birthday to you. I love this book. Hey, nurses and their poses. Go back and let me see that one. This Keta lady saying
This is
Princess
nice.
Esinu.
And with the stockings.
All right. Yeah. And then Stephen from Judith, happy birthday to you. She's wishing you well. Mrs. Lydia Opoku is from your husband, Daniel Opoku. All right. There's a blue there, but don't worry about the blue. And so happy birthday, Lydia Opoku, Mrs. Lydia Opoku from Daniel, our own Daniel Opoku. And for all the things we have to do, we have to say kudos to Anita. Anita is one of our lead producers, Shadrach as well, Shadrach Abe, and then Daryl, you know, a great intern doing some great works. And then also for everybody at the back end, we say that congratulations to you. We happy birthday to you, Beatrice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Wishing you all the best. Wish 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 you all the best.
Wow.
Beatrice Edu. We're popping it. Popping. Beatrice Edu.
So beautiful.
Oh. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Wow.
Happy birthday. This one, myself, please, all of you come. Daryl, come. Daryl, all of you come. I love this dagger. Is it a dagger?
Yeah, it's very nice.
I think Kenatha. It looks like Kenatha's dagger. Queen Beatrice dagger. Please hold it. Have a feel of it. Happy birthday to you.
Thank
God bless you. Empower you.
Thank you.
And make you have all your dreams fulfilled.
Amen.
Okay, it's the most important thing.
Yes. And my heart desires.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Daryl, great
you.
guy. Our lead macho young man here.
Oh wow.
Daryl. Daryl Agbozo. Daryl.
This is
Daryl, what's your mom's name? Lucy. All right, so B.
wow.
Anita. So this is from the Newday team.
Thank
The
you.
producer is hiding, but no problem.
Shadrach Abe, you should have been here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so hip, hip, hip.
Hooray!
Okay, so now in the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Happy birthday to you, Beatrice.
Thank you.
No. Okay, so we do one more.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
And then we take it out.
It's on. It's
Yes.
oh. Okay, so we. Okay. All right. Okay. Fantastic. This one, Queen Beatrice Dagger. Yes, take it. Fantastic. Oh, this is beautiful. Sorry we didn't bring the tissue, but don't worry, we love you all the same. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And so that'll be it for now. Please, all of you, make sure you stick and stay right here on the channel. We have regular programming, and we'll be back with you same time tomorrow. But please wish Beatrice all the best.
Thank you.
She's been just a marvelous addition to the team as well.
Thank
wish
you.
you all the best.
Thank you, Roland.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye bye to all of you.